Boruto Uzumaki. This is how much it sucks to be born as Boruto Uzumaki. Maybe from the moment you were born into this world, you weren't truly as miserable as your father. You were born in a perfect era where the world had just found peace. No conflicts, no wars, everyone lives in harmony, enjoying a decent life. Since the day you were born into this world, you have been incredibly lucky compared to others. You were born as the first son of the greatest ninja in the universe, Naruto Uzumaki. Your father is a great ninja, and everyone in your village respects, admires, and loves him. Besides having a great father, you also have a beautiful and loving mother. Her name is Hinata. From birth, your life was perfect until one day your happiness grew even more after your little sister was born into the world. Since childhood, you grew up in the village of Konoha, where your father was the 7th Hokage. Because of this, your life was not like other children. Many people know you not just as Boruto, but as the Hokage's son. When you were a child, you were probably a very lucky kid because you had many friends and no one hated you like they did your father. The people in the village loved and cared for you deeply. And compared to your father when he was a child, your situation was completely different. Maybe it's like heaven and earth. Your family is complete with a father and a mother. You also have a grandfather who loves you very much. And of course, this is very inversely proportional to the story of your father as a child who did not feel the love of parents and was hated by the whole village. But even though you had the perfect life as a child, it wasn't entirely happy and it wasn't what you expected. Even though you were born into a big family, you felt lonely. Your father was almost always busy at the Hokage office and was rarely home. You often see him asleep at his desk, coming home late at night, or even just seeing him briefly before he leaves again. This made you angry and disappointed. You began to hate the way your father worked and vowed that Boruto Uzumaki would never become Hokage like him. At the age of 7, your parents sent you to the Ninja Academy to study and become a shinobi. As time went by and you progressed at the academy, you proved to be a talented ninja. Your test scores always got perfect scores. Even at your young age, your abilities and genius surpassed your peers. And of course, that also made your potential to be chosen as a leader among your friends. After you graduated from the academy at the age of 10, you became a genin and were placed in Team 7 with Sarada Uchiha and Mitsuki under the guidance of Konohamaru Sarutobi. Like a genin in general, you were given a mission with your team members. But because of your position as a genin, of course, the mission you received did not meet your expectations. And because you are a strong and talented ninja, sometimes you actually feel lazy about going on ninja missions that you find boring. However, as time goes by, there's still one thing that remains in your heart: the feeling of hatred toward your father. Once again, you find yourself hating him for never paying attention to you and always being focused on his work. Even at one point, you were really frustrated and angry when your father took an important event too lightly. He used a shadow clone just as a formality to join the special day in the midst of his busy schedule, and since that moment you grew to truly hate the Hokage position, the title your father had worked so hard to achieve. But somehow, that same night, your life changes when you meet Sasuke Uchiha. He is your father's best friend and rival. When you saw him, you were immediately amazed and wanted to become his student. But when you wanted to become his student, he did not easily accept you. He gave the first condition to master a Rasengan. But since you haven't mastered it yet, you promised and determined that you would master the technique very quickly. Master Sasuke, wait until I show you the Rasengan technique. And from that moment on, you became determined and showed that with your willpower, you would master that technique and become his student. Filled with enthusiasm, you pushed your mentor Konohamaru to teach you the technique. Day by day, night and day, you kept training relentlessly to master the Rasengan technique. Starting from breaking the water balloon that frustrates you because it is a difficult technique, you keep trying enthusiastically. But because you are a talented ninja, you were able to break the water ball as the first step to mastering the Rasengan technique. But that's not the end of it. You have to break the rubber ball as the final requirement for you to truly master the Rasengan technique. However, being the prodigy that you are, it doesn't take months or years to master the Rasengan technique, because in just one day, you can master the Rasengan technique and show Sasuke, hoping that he will accept you as his student. But because your Rasengan is too small, Sasuke feels that you should make it bigger. Even so, you don't get discouraged and keep your spirits up because of your one goal, to defeat your father and make him proud. But when you struggle to figure out how to make the Rasengan bigger, you meet a scientist. He shows you a shortcut so you can master the Rasengan technique perfectly, a ninja science tool that can easily create jutsu without chakra. And finally, after you show Sasuke how to cheat to make the Rasengan perfect, you are officially accepted as Sasuke's student. You are happy and so proud because you finally became Sasuke's student, where your real goal is to find out your father's weakness and defeat him. A few months later, the Chunin exams arrive. This is the moment you've been waiting for, to get your father's attention by being strong. Well, even though you're actually cheating, level by level, you are able to pass each Chunin exam perfectly. And once again, you never face any difficulty thanks to the ninja science tools. And so, in the semifinals, you fight Shikadai Nara and win with an underhanded trick using the tool. However, your victory doesn't last long. Your father, Naruto, sees what you did and immediately disqualifies you in front of everyone. And this is where it truly sucks to live as Boruto Uzumaki. Since childhood, you never got your father's attention. All you ever did was act silly and sometimes stupid, just for the sake of recognition and validation. But when you finally had the chance to get his attention, you were on the wrong path. Your father removes your headband and says, "Boruto, you're a loser, a failure, and a disgrace. You don't deserve to be a ninja. Go and work as a ramen chef." Humiliated in front of everyone, you feel more desperate than ever. Your life feels useless. The entire village whispers about you, mocking how you tarnished the name of the Hokage himself, your own father. But as the situation becomes more chaotic, your father calls you for a talk afterward and tries to advise you. But instead of feeling consoled, you become even more emotional. You feel that this is all your father's fault. If he had cared for you, if he had taught you as a ninja, you wouldn't have ended up this way. From a distance, your mother, Hinata, watches with disappointment and sadness. But your suffering as Boruto Uzumaki, this is not over yet.